Daily Half Acre Homestead, and you know we're always showing you baby updates and baby update. You know, a lot of times we forget to show you what happens to them when they're not babies anymore. And this one right here, I guess it depends on what you consider a baby, I guess. This is out of the last litter that we had here. Calm down, calm down, calm down. See, they don't. We had a little bit of break in the weather. It's only 80 degrees in the shade here in Arkansas today. So we're getting out and we're looking over some bunnies. I've been looking them over anyway. She definitely needs to molt out some of this nasty fur. But this is, I believe, the last doe here out of Hershey. And I just wanted to, I don't know what you guys think about. She's got a little filling out to do. I'm just going to show you real quick. But I just want you to, oh, that's not the way it goes. That was cute. I just wanted to show you this little lady to you. Here, get your feet right now. Come on. Come. Yeah. Tell you what, that nail cutting is hard to stay on top of. Yep, she done messed up. Quit pushing. Quit pushing. Yeah, get your head back. Okay, she's not. Oh goodness, here. Yeah, no, I like. Okay. Part of the problem here is she's got. Anyway, I don't know. What do you think of this young lady? She's got a nice, thick, wide loin. She's a little hollow right here. Well, actually, I don't think that's hollow. I'm going to stay on the fence about that, but she's nice and deep, and I'm going to show you something that I look for. They don't all turn out that way, but I'm going to tell you something I look for. A lot of you folks have been asking me about ears. Are their ears too long? And most of the time, probably. But if they're not over 3.5 inches long, they're showable. Okay? 3.5 inches is the maximum length that you can get away with without getting them DQ'd, assuming that the judge chooses to actually measure them. I've never seen a judge measure a Mini Rex's ears. Not saying that they don't. I'm saying I haven't seen it. Okay, but see there? She's nice and deep. She's got some places here I want to see her to fill out. Okay? This young lady's only 10 weeks old, folks. But she's nice and deep. Decent hind quarter here. Okay? Hind quarter, nice. She's nice and round here. When you look from here and you look down on her, you want to see nice and round. You don't want to see those flat places, okay? If you see flat places here and across here, you probably got what's called a pinched hind quarter. Okay? Now she's just a little bit sunk here. This is not really hollow though. Okay? I think she'll fill out as she gets older. It's been, I'll be quite honest with you, it's been a while since I've had a young prospect look this nice at 10 weeks old. We had some that did fairly well this past spring at the shows that we took them to, and those rabbits were nothing near what we're getting now. Remember what I said about continuous improvement? This is it, okay? This is, okay, 10 weeks old this rabbit is. Alright? And it is just, or wait, no, I take it back. These are over 3 months. Okay, yeah. Because I weaned these in June, and here it is July, so yeah, these were 8 weeks old in June, mid-June, so mid-July, yeah, they're 3 months old, but still yet, you don't get good maturity. Honestly, I don't think a lot of them look good at all as juniors, not the Mini Rex. I have a lot of juniors that look nice in New Zealand, but on the Mini Rex, I think the juniors leave a lot to be desired. But she is just beautiful. Naturally, she's got a few more times. She was in with a couple of other bunnies, and you know how they get their feet wet and dirty, and then they crawl up on each other's back. But she's going to molt 2 or 3 more times before she matures, and it is still, let's see, this is into July, so we've got the whole month of August yet. to work on this burr. We might go ahead and try to show her September. Okay. Now this is something. This is remember when you hear me say I've got rabbits that I'm looking at. I've got rabbits that I'm looking at. Well, it starts off at around 8 weeks old or so, or you know when they're weaning age, which I actually wean them around 6 weeks old usually, and then I'll look them over and what have you. At 8 weeks old, I start cutting. Okay, if it's something that I can use, they'll stick around a little bit longer. But now a lot of times I'll have 2 or 3, 4 that are pretty well even, and I only need one, so the other 3 or 4. So you know, it's not always a matter of if I sell you a rabbit, you're getting the one that I didn't want. You know, because sometimes we have several that are pretty close, and sometimes you have that one diamond in the rough. You know, a whole litter, and you've got one rabbit in that whole litter that is of decent quality, you know, to be competitive on the show table. And naturally, if we don't already have our show spots filled for that spring or fall or for the fair or whatever, then we will go ahead and hang on to those. But if we do, then, you know, we hang on to what we've got and let them move on to somebody else. I mean, we're not trying to be greedy. You know, there's a lot of kiddos, not necessarily just kiddos. There's a lot of adults out there who are interested in getting started showing rabbits. And you know, if you want to get started showing rabbits, but I can't stress this enough, okay? I'm poor. I understand what it's like, okay? But when you get started, buy the best stock that you can afford. It's going to save you some time. Yep, you can take some whole hung stock and you can start breeding it, and if you pick out the very best out of every litter and improve every single generation, yeah, you can eventually breed down and get some good stuff, but it's going to save you so much time and work. If the better stock you can buy whenever you start looking at stock, okay? Yeah, this, you know, you look around, and we've been blessed here at our rabbitry. We've got a lot of nice rabbits here, but they didn't all come here at the same time. Some of them have been born and raised and bred right here. Some of them came from somewhere else, but they didn't all get here on the same day. It's taking time, folks. Go back and look. Go back to 2015. And look at some of our first videos where we started showing y'all and trying to help y'all out with rabbits and what have you. Back then, I hadn't even decided I wanted to show rabbits back then. Okay, I had meat rabbits that were picked up at a swap meet somewhere. You know, they were perfect rabbits for what they were, meat rabbits. That's all we had them for. Then we decided we wanted to start showing, and you know what? We realized, well, but and I kept throwing this around in my mind, but if I'm going to show rabbits, we won't have rabbits to eat. Well, duh. You know, if you've got a litter of 7 and only one of them's worth showing, what are you going to do with the other 6, right? If they're not good enough for somebody else to use, you're going to eat them. So there's plenty of, if you want meat rabbits, you should still, and mini Rex is probably not what you would want for meat unless you were one person or possibly a couple living alone. You know, you get these guys and they grow up, they're going to be around 4 pounds, and they're going to dress out about roughly half of that, maybe a little more. And I didn't really intend to talk about, you know, food, but there is a standard Rex, you know, and they grow up to be around 9 pounds. So, you know, you can go with something a little bit bigger. This one right here is probably about just under 3 pounds. It'll end up being putting on another pound at least. Something like that. Yeah, look at that skirt. But this one right here, this is going to be, let me make sure I'm telling you right here. Yeah, this is Tagalong and Hershey. This one born in, yeah, this one was born around the end of, or middle of April, which meant I bred them in the middle of, or weaned them in the middle of June. and which puts us where we are now. So a month from now, we're going to have a couple of nice 16 to 18 week olds, and hopefully there's going to have some nice mature fur growing in. I'm not unhappy with this fur, but we could use a little more density. Texture seems to be pretty good, but again, it's mostly baby fur. There is some nice. Now look at this. A lot of you, I had somebody come by the house, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago, looked at this same rabbit. They could have bought this rabbit. Looked at the same rabbit, and they went through the, oh, look here, that rabbit's sunburned. Six weeks old. Seriously. You don't know anything about that rabbit's color until it's at least 5 months old, 4 months old, something like that. They start getting that mature fur in. Same thing with New Zealand's. Most people that raise New Zealand's won't even sell you one until it hits at least 3 months old. At least. And some people keep them longer than that. Basically, if they're wanting to show a rabbit, they're keeping them that long because they want to be able to evaluate them and make sure that it's not something that they need for their own program before they sell it to you or somebody else. You see what I'm saying? And they have to let them get a little bit older to do that. Now sometimes at 8 weeks old, back in the spring, we had enough rabbits, we had enough mini Rex for sure, that we were selling them like right and left at 9 weeks old. You could have got a best in show. In fact, it wasn't an Arbor show, I don't think, but I had a little gentleman show one of our rabbits at their county spring fling. It's through their county fair, but it's a spring show, and he got best in show with one of our bunnies. It was sired by Blueberry, and its mama was Morgan. And I got, if you scroll back far enough, you'll find the picture on it's on the Facebook page. And you know, hey, there's good rabbits. There's good rabbits going around, but what I'm looking for here is not necessarily just something to show. Which this one, unless something drastic happens, this one I'm definitely gonna give. I'm gonna give her a shot, depending on whether she fills us all out or not. I'm still gonna give her a shot and get some judges' comments on her. And at that point, we'll decide if we want to continue showing her or go with something else. But she is the only chocolate that I have out of Hershey. You know, Hershey's gone now. She moved to Central Arkansas along with Twix. They both had litters since they left, by the way, and they're doing very well. Their new bunny mama is keeping me bunny mama, that sounds silly, but no, their new owner is keeping me very well updated on how they are doing, and I just couldn't be happier with the care that they've been receiving. It feels pretty good, but I know you're getting an earful right now. There we go, that should do it. Anyway, but this is the only chocolate I've got left out of Hershey, and so we may keep it around long enough to see how it does as a mama, see what kind of babies it throws. This fur in density is already a vast improvement over mama. Mama didn't have as nice of density of fur as I would like, and Tagalong put a lot of that density into the youngsters here. And we turn around and breed her with somebody who has good fur density, and we just might keep moving in the right direction. That's what we want to do. So anyway, this is one of our mini Rex show prospects for the fall, and if it stays around long enough, maybe even for the spring. But okay, I'm going to put her up, and I'm going to show you a couple more real quick.